OmniDog!
Hey, OmniCat! Now here's the OmniDog and OmniCat show. It's the place to sit if you'd like to know more about the books that they've read. Kristen likes Lumber James and Steven just likes to bro Jimmy Olsen. And you're in luck because they're ahead.
Heyo, welcome to the show, OmniDog, OmniCat, where we have the results of the I Bet You Like It challenge from a month ago, or maybe even 6 weeks ago. Because I think
it's a month.
Was it a month? Because I felt like I
Month and
was
a half.
ill. I felt like I wasn't feeling well, and we got a Hoopla review in there.
That's true.
I think last Saturday, the 2 Saturdays ago, I wasn't feeling well. Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
OmniDog's here. OmniCat's here. Wait, where did you show your OmniCat?
I did. I was a little late, but I
okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't subscribe to my own channel. Why am I getting notified of that? Huh. Okay, good. That means I'm on the air. Hey-o. Okay. So, OmniCat, how are you? You had a triumphant visit to Heroes Con, did you? With Reed, and I saw you took a bunch of pictures with lots of people.
It's lots of random people. Yeah.
Like that rat bastard Omar.
Yeah, he insisted. I was like, all right, fine, Omar. I'll let you have a picture with the comics layer. That's fine. Like,
and I also noticed you seem to be the only one with enough sense to be wearing a mask.
you know, out of the people I took pictures with. Other than I did take a picture. I never put it up. I should have, but Tim, you know Tim.
Tim Daredevil Tim?
Tim Daredevil Tim, that's right. Yeah, he had a mask on. So
good for him.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Oh, we've already got our first question about your shirt. I knew it would get questioned. Who wants to know?
Yeah, I was just explaining this to Jess. So it's a big face. And it takes up the whole shirt. It's a very strange shirt, but Pinhead Gunpowder is one of my favorite bands, and this is like one of their album covers. Yeah, it's Billy Joe from Green Day's side band that he had back in the day.
That's right. Okay, you told me that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's see who's here. Oh, here's Freddie Alonso. Hey, Omnimoles. Craig Stewart, who is under my command to buy whatever I tell him to. This is great. It's like my puppet. Chris Brogan, how's it going? Call Me Pop Gun is here. Cycle Cleveland already yelling at us. The collector's here with his popcorn. Joel. Oh, here's their Miriam's podcast or whatever.
Mary.
Hey, Mary. Sazmerv. Hi, Omnipets. My buddy Super Laugh Hard. Hi, hello, hope you're both well. I'm feeling well. How are you feeling? You, OmniCat.
Me? Oh, I thought you were talking to him.
No. Oh, okay. Super Laugh Hard. How you doing?
Also, I'm good. Thanks.
Okay, good. Hey, everybody. I wish Stranger Everyone a Thing's nice weekend. And I haven't watched it yet. That's his way of jamming me up.
Just what are you doing? I'm already going back through it, and I'm back into season 3.
Oh, I know. I need to finish it. I got sidetracked by Tyler. His visit, he got me watching this anime, Spy X Family, which is
Spy Family. Yeah,
the Spy Family, because there's an X in there. Is it
a
silent X?
I think a lot of it. Not everybody says the X.
Okay,
I just say Spy Family. Okay. I've read a lot of it. It's very good.
I love that show.
Yeah, it's very good.
I even I had to do the free. It cost me. I'm not going to pay this because it's $10 a month for anime, but I did the free trial and I can get the show watched by then. And then Gio will have 40,000 other anime things he wants me to watch. Peace and love, peace and love. Nobody recommend anything in the chat. Anime. I will time you out. Superheroes don't catch Omicron, clearly. There's a new one. I think it's like BA.5 or something. It's even more virulent.
Well, and I see a lot of behind the scenes statistics because I work at a healthcare facility now.
Okay.
So our numbers are going up. So I'm like, yeah, if I'm going to a Comic-Con, I'm gonna not be stupid. So, you know.
Yeah, when it's indoors like that, I mean, I have reservations about going to Baltimore in, I think it's October or November. I kind of don't want to go because of that, and also I don't need to spend the money. I don't need to get anything. I'm not lugging books around to get signed. Okay, I talked myself out of it. Not doing it.
Well, and I get it though. Like I have a few concerts for upcoming shows in the next few months, so it's like I already have tickets. I'm like, I'm going, but
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, Tyler and I wore our face masks inside to see Love and Thunder. But then I don't think we had them when we went to get our second milkshake. We took them off for our second milkshake.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he got me sidetracked onto Spy Family, and I need to see that. But I am going to get to Stranger Things. It's the Obi-Wan seems to have died down. Nobody's spoiling it online, and I don't see Stranger Things getting spoiled because I don't go anywhere. So I should be safe for a while. Unless somebody tries to ruin it in the chat for me.
Hopefully not.
William Shatner's painting portfolio. How you doing? True graphic novel fan. Babylon Shadows. Oh, decently early. Gotta love it. Okay, Aiku. Good. Getting Black Hammer and Paper Girls soon. I sure am under your control.
Both
and I
good
will
ones.
try. Sorry?
Both good picks, yeah.
Yeah. And a couple of people have asked me for a reading order of Black Hammer, so I'll put that together this week. And I need to put that Route 66 video together for somebody that asked for it last night as I rejoined the Omnibus group so I can sell some books. I mean, I've already sold a bunch, so it's actually pretty good. What's up, Justin? Kristen, we need a room tour.
One day.
Yeah.
Right now I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff. So I'm kind of like, these shelves are going to change.
Yeah. From Rodimus Prime, saludos, espero que se encuentren bien, Jess y Kristen. I think he's saying, Kristen, you need to take a shot of vodka.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Jeff and I both don't drink, so.
Lloyd, thank you, buddy. First word from your sponsor. I actually do have it. Thank you, Lloyd. What would I do without Lloyd? I don't know. Organic Price Books, code OmniDog. That's organicpricebooks.com. And then, of course, you get 5% off when you ship 3 or more books together with code OmniDog. Ship it together. So feel free. Some of these books we'll be discussing today are available at Organic Price Books. I know at least 2 of them are. No, one of them's not, because one of them's way out of print. But at least 2 of my books are. What happened to no new shows? It was like a trade-off. He made me watch 5 minutes of Dragon Ball Z, and then he said, this episode's really good of Spy Family. Just watch this. And he gave me the premise because he had read, as he calls it, the manga, and it sounded cool. And so I watched it, and I actually dug it a lot. Oh, great Espanol. As always, Jess, it means hope you are both doing well. Or as Peggy Hill says it, Espanol. Can't wait for the Paper Girls show. I can't either. Craig Stewart, random question. Have you guys met in person yet? Nope. It's going to happen, though.
Someday.
Well, wait, something's happened here.
I really just got to come meet Peggy.
Who?
That's what we're all really excited about.
Meeting who? Patty?
Patty. Sorry. I read something in the chat that made me think of Peggy, a different Peggy.
No problem. Oh, wait. Okay. Now Okay, Super Laugh Hard had a great week. Call Me Popgun wants to know if he should read Berserk. Everybody loves it, so yeah, go ahead and read it. It wasn't my cup of tea, but yeah, everybody loves it.
I wouldn't say everybody.
Okay, not everybody loves it. Did you
But
not
a lot of
dig
people
it?
seem to love it.
A lot of people do seem to dig it.
I haven't read enough to know. I read like a little bit of it a long time ago.
I went to the shore this past week and I kept my mask on whenever I wasn't eating. That sounds smart. Just here's a recommendation. You should buy the Crypto the Superdog Complete Series DVDs on August 2nd. I will allow this recommendation because I heard it's awesome. And I love crypto. I don't understand those who get angry at those who choose to wear a mask. Well, I didn't. Did you hear what that lady said to me a couple months ago? I think I might have told the Omni Bros, but I don't think I told you. I agree with this comment. It's like, you get to choose what you want to do, and that's fine. And I was coming out of the little post office near Mount Vernon, and as I passed this, turns out to be cranky old lady with no mask. I hadn't taken mine off yet. She goes, "I don't wear my mask anymore." And I just whipped my head around. I said, "I don't give a fuck." And I just kept walking by. Why would you tell me that?
I love it. I love it.
Who are you?
Yeah, oh my God. These people.
And I was sort of in a mood, so she picked the wrong day.
Well, also, what's the point? Okay, good for you. I don't
Yeah, why? I don't even know you, and even if I did, your opinion is meaningless to me. Jess, what are your thoughts on the Irredeemable Kickstarter only providing standard size hardcovers? Well, that I think that standard size doesn't bother me as much as it used to. I think DC has just worn me down. I'm just like, okay, standard size, just give me a hardcover collection and I'm okay. That said, I'm not getting rid of my Irredeemable Premier Editions. I would like to upgrade my Incorruptible and Insufferable editions, because I've heard that Incorruptible, or those soft backs, have can blow apart. The binding's not good. So I'm not going to back the Kickstarter. I already canceled my order. I was like impulsively go, okay, yeah, okay. But I canceled it. And then Insufferable, I just have it in the 3 or 4 trades that it's in. So I might upgrade. I guess I understand why people wish they were oversized, because that's always more fun. I don't know. My thoughts are, buy it if you want it, and don't if you don't. But I think a standard size hardcover is going to have a better build than those paperback Omnis that Boom put out, which apparently explode. That's what Taylor Cox Comics showed me.
I believe it.
Oh, Marvel Bab had a 5th COVID booster.
Wow. Nice.
Is that in the UK? I've only had 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't heard of a 5th here, but
yeah, me either. Max Scream, good morning. Okay, I don't want to. Is anyone planning on watching The Lord of the Rings or Paper Girls on Amazon? What is Lord of the Rings? I know I'm going to watch Paper Girls at some point. Oh, photo baiting you with a hat there.
Love the cat. Adorable. I'm definitely watching Paper Girls, but the Lord of the Rings thing is like some of the, how there's all those extra books with stuff in the universe. They're doing shows on that now.
Oh, they are. Is Peter
I personally
Jackson?
I don't care. And no, it's not Peter Jackson.
Oh, I'm happy with the original trilogy. I think I don't need to know. I didn't even see the Hobbit movies. I just didn't. I was so happy.
I saw like 1 or 2 of them. And I was like, all right.
You guys met in person. Can't wait for Paper Girls. Great Espanol. DJ Seth, it's to be honest, it's hardcovers wanting OHCs while something is heavily out of print in any format. Just whatever. Be glad for it. That's yeah, sure. Kristen, have you read The Walking Cat? It's basically The Walking Dead from the point of view of a cat. I haven't heard about this.
It's so good. Yes, I have it. I love it. I should grab it from my shelf and show you. But yeah, it's fantastic. It's exactly that. I mean, I loved it. It's one of my favorite things I've read this year.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And did you get Clementine yet? Is it out?
Did I get Clementine yet?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that one of the books I recommended that you read, or does it just happen to be right there? I don't even remember. I don't have my list.
How would you recommend me a Tilly Walden book? Like how?
Well,
how would
you know? This is the episode where I bet you like it.
Oh no, it wasn't out then.
Okay, I didn't think
no,
so.
it's
Okay.
recently come out. Yeah, I've read it. I loved it. I will say the reviews seem very, very mixed on this. A lot of people hated this. I loved it. I loved it. Those people don't make sense to me, so I'm on team love it.
Team love it. Good afternoon to you both. OmniDog and OmniCat from Midnighter here in Singapore. It's been a long while. It has been, Jose. Might have to go listen to music towards end of ride for motivation. Okay, you go, buddy. Spy Family is fantastic. Yor and Twilight are my fave mom-dad couple in anime. They are pretty cool. And let's see, we already talked to Mara Babs. Here's Roberto. Meow, meow, rough and rough.
I'll take that.
What's up, good and beautiful people? Read Rucka through Wade's solo Widow titles this week. Love the Noto art. Rucka. Wait. Rucka Black Widow? Rucka wrote Black Widow? Why is that not familiar to me?
Not familiar to me either.
Wade. Yeah, I know the Wade books. I know the Thompson books. I know the Nathan Edmondson books. Okay, I need to know more about Greg Rucka writing Black Widow.
AKA just wants to buy more books live on air.
Well, if it's Greg Rucka, it kind of forces my hand.
I get it.
Yo, that Super Pets movie coming out. I need it in my life. I want to see it too.
Mm-hmm.
What music is best for super hard cardio effort? Pinhead Powder Keg or whatever it is. What is it?
Pinhead Gunpowder would be a good choice, actually. I think.
Pinhead Gunpowder.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that. It's a crime noir with a country western feel to it. We're watching Ted Lasso next. As long as they release them all. Oh, we're talking about Irredeemable. Same format, but still annoyed publishers doing Kickstarters. I thought the Kickstarter gave more money to the creator, but apparently not. It's the publisher that gets the dosh. So now I'm really annoyed.
Well, yeah, I mean, Boom is doing the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
The creator, yeah.
I guess I can't avoid this word. Kristen, what's your favorite Omni?
What is my favorite Omni? I don't have an immediate answer. Do you have an immediate answer for
that? Probably Harley Quinn #1.
Okay.
The New 52 run.
I think All New Wolverine.
Oh, good choice.
Yeah.
Brilliant choice. I'll pick the hardcover HOF Irredeemable once it comes to stores, not backing any of their Kickstarters. After the Power Ranger Kickstarter fiasco, I'll just wait for the regular release. I don't remember what the fiasco was. Happy OmniCatter Day. Hope you're both well. Yes, he is in the UK. Boom said it's because the scans are a bit old and have never been published. Oversized hardcover Incorruptible. So that requires more work that I guess they didn't want to do or would raise price.
I don't know. I don't trust Boom, to be honest. You know, I know they don't pay their creators well. I love a lot of stuff they put out, but that is because of the creators, not Boom.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Those publisher Kickstarters, I'd rather support the little guys putting up Kickstarters, you know?
Yeah. Unstoppable says in Israel, we're acting as if COVID is not a thing. Well, some people in America are acting that way too. And
in my area, for sure.
Yeah, I'm still acting like it's a thing because I'm immunocompromised because of my pain, and I don't want to risk it. So it's a personal choice, you know. My redeemable Omni hasn't fallen apart while reading, but binding didn't fall apart. Okay. It wasn't a fifth booster, it was actually Compound 5. Wait, where are we now? It's a prequel to the prequel?
That's the Lord of the Rings show.
Oh. Got it. Paper Girls is a show, right? Lord of the Rings is a weird one because they can't technically use the books outside of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, but they're referenced in the appendices. Okay, no, I'm not going to bother with that. That sounds like
way too complicated to me.
Yeah, what's that about?
I just don't care enough.
Partworks Comic Reader, kickstarting the 6th final Flintlock anthology from Time Bomb, getting all 6 black and white in some form of box slipcase and the 2 color specials. 18th century anthology. Well, that sounds interesting. Happy to hear you. Okay, what? I forget what we were talking about.
I believe that is The Walking Cat.
Oh, The Walking Cat. Okay, good.
This is why I'm here.
Yeah, thank you. Twitter has shown me with most new stuff lately, they hate fun. So no surprise Clementine got some undeserved hate.
Absolutely true. Natural
Bridge here. What's good, Omni homies? Oh, Rucka Black Widow is the Marvel Knights stuff, I think. How is that collected? Greg Recco wrote Black Widow Max. What is going on with this world? What? How have I not known this? 3 minis starting 99 under Marvel Knights. First 2 were co-written with Devin Grayson. Introduced Yelena. Okay. I'm going to pass on the Lord of the Rings show. They made a lot of woke choices, but they got... Okay. Ted Lasso is awesome. Need Lasso is reprinted in hardcover. League of Super Pets should be on HBO Max September 12th. Good. No. Not only have I read it, but so has OmniCat, and we're going to be talking about it today. And that's another book you're going to buy. Wait. Okay. So, no, I'm not saying... You guys cut it out. No. What is wrong with you? Now it's just people trying to get me to... No, I'm not saying... It's just Omnis. Cut it out. Did you two meet through YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the most we've met, but I think we started in the Omnibus group, chatting back and forth. And then I poached you from Fangirls, I think. Or did they poach you from me?
No. I think I started on Fangirls. I mean, I was in the group, and then I started on Fangirls.
Okay, yeah.
And then we were talking, yeah.
Right, and I said, she knows her shit. Right. Hello, Fabrice. Compound V, not 5. Okay, Popgun, were you with the FDA? Happy Wednesday. It's Catterdays today. Jesus said that's the only thing I didn't have is a Compound 5V. If I don't glow by the end of the year, I think I'll be sort of disappointed. No, I'm not saying that. What is wrong with you people? Did Kristen get a copy of the limited Maze book hardcover? I know Jess got one.
I sure did not.
She was smart.
It's so expensive. I couldn't do it.
That is the last thing I'm ever spending extra money on.
It's beautiful. It was not worth that price.
No,
It's
no.
really not. Like, and this is a really nice hardcover. And there's some nice, like, the maze is in, like, you can't really see it, but it's spot gloss. It's very nice. So I'm happy with this.
Yeah,
Am I sad to not have it? Yeah, but I just can't justify it.
I
can't.
shouldn't have gotten it.
I'm like, I'm in debt. I had to buy a new AC furnace. I can't get that book.
No, I had no business getting it. Once a Future actually is going to be another book I buy, LOL. Anyways, I wanted to tell you that it's ending with issue 30, so a second hardcover should complete the series. I was going to no, I'm going to save it. I'll save it for the review. There's Warren Weaver. Oh yeah, that's why I don't have that. Not worth of it because of Grayson. Nato Black Widow is the Edmondson though. Right. That's what I have. Here's some guy. Just finished reading Marvel's The Platinum Edition. It was great, but about 60% is extras, including a whole bunch of non-related Paradise X stuff. I have that book, and it was too big for me to read, so I bought the deluxe so I could read it. I should probably really sell that Platinum Edition. It's just too gigantimous. I shouldn't even
shipping that seems very daunting.
Yeah, you're right. That was going to be a huge box. Jess sent you a link for the Rucka Black Widow complete collection for Undercover. Okay, thank you. When will you both make a Jeff Lemire top 10 list video? I feel like didn't we do our favorite Jeff Lemire or something?
We definitely did a top 10 list Jeff Lemire video. However, he's put out so much since that we could do an updated version.
He really has. We're going to do a video review as soon as Kristen finishes one of the books. It's going to be a co-review, but it'll be a regular review and not a Catterdays show. So we're going to do that. We're going to put out a co-review. I was happy with the OAC for that, Larry. Glad you enjoyed it. Have you read the other platinum or adamantium versions yet? Crashline, Once a Future is really fun. Anyone excited to buy the last hardcover of Oblivion Song? Read it in bed. Worked okay. Wow. Is Parker by Darwin Cook worth reading if I'm a fan of Brubaker? 100% yes. Last week, Guzbuzz and I reviewed it, and Cycle Cleveland put in 60 comments worth of his points and his observations on the book. It was so many points that Guzbuzz and I are going to do a special show. He's going to Cycle Cleveland's going to send me his observations in some kind of format that I can translate onto the air, and we're going to go over all 60 points, which could be 100 by the time he gets done. But he was blowing up the chat. It was hilarious. He's excited about that. Hey, Big J today. Hey, Omni Beauties. Yeah, how about that? Has anyone else had problems with the binding of Something is Killing the Children hardcover? I read it 6 weeks ago. I didn't have a single problem with it. It's possible you got a bad copy, though. That happens. I didn't have a problem. Natural Bridge, very much a yes. Talking about Parker. Big J, yeah. Mine coming apart in the middle. Ugh. Just got Justice by Alex Ross Deluxe and Why the Last Night Anonymous. Excited to get into those books. Good.
You know what? I'm not surprised by all this talk about the hardcover binding for Something is Killing Children, because as you may remember, this little guy Boom put out is like the same size. It's a deluxe, and it just immediately started coming apart when I was reading it. I don't think you can visually tell, but I mean, like it's coming apart from the ribbon.
Oh yeah, you can see that.
One as I was reading it for the first time.
That is highly annoying.
What are we doing, Boom? What's happening? So annoying.
Yeah, we pay money for these things, and at the very least, they should stay put together.
I know, right?
Oh, and Lloyd's correcting me. Cycle had 70 plus comments. Yikes. It's going to be huge. Those are great books, Craig. Hope you love them. Justice works best in my mind after Kingdom Come and Justice League World's Greatest. Well, that's a point. Not a beauty, but my Somebody's Killing the Children hardcover was just fine. I'm still going through the Cliff Notes version. Freddie posted that question 3 times. I mean, that answer 3 times. Like button needs punching. Hit it like Drago. Oh, from the Rocky movies? Yeah, hit the like button down below. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Do you want to talk about our first book? Should we go worst to best or best to worst?
I feel like best to worst is the good tease, don't you think?
Okay.
I don't know.
Good. Let's talk about our first best books. And I have lost my list. Well, no, it's actually here somewhere. What Chupacabra, Batman. No, okay, you just tell me what your favorite book was of the books that I picked. We gave each other 10 selections of books we wanted to read, and we each picked out 5 for each other.
Right. All right. Mine is behind me, and you know what? It's still sealed, but I did read it on Hoopla. And that's Day Tripper.
Oh. Why didn't you unseal it and read it?
Well, this isn't my book. This is Reed's book.
Oh. Okay.
And it's apparently worth a lot of money. So I was like, you know what?
Oh.
I'd rather just read on Hoopla. And if Reed ever reads it, I can be like, go to Hoopla. We may not want to keep this. So, you know, my dad's in the chat. Dad, if you're interested, because I think you will be interested in this book. But I mean, I feel like everybody and their mom has read Day Tripper, but me at this point. Feel like that's accurate. Anybody in the chat? Maybe not.
Yeah, I read it a long time ago. And I have it in, I think I have the deluxe. I did not upgrade.
Yeah, and this was like I said, this was a book I got for Reed. This is the Black Label edition they came out with.
Oh, okay.
It's very pretty for anybody who cares. But yeah, it's about, you know, I feel like there's certain things I can't say about this book. I've heard about it a lot, and I'm like, you go through this guy's life, which is true. You experience every issue is a different age of his life, and you get to go through those things with him, every journey that happens with him. I'm not even sure I can tell you what happens at the end of every issue. Is that a spoiler? I feel like it kind of is.
I agree with that. If you have never read it, then it does kind of take the edge off of it that makes it so special. Because
I had no idea.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
About that part. So every time that happened, I was like, what am I reading? So I was consistently like, I'm confused where this is going, which was great. I couldn't predict it, right? And he is an obituary writer, so you get to see his experience with that. It's a very unique job. He deals with death all the time, so it is truly just a book about life and death and following this man's journey throughout different ages of his life, people he encounters, experiences he has. I love the art. I thought the writing was very well done. I love the fact that he was narrating his own story. That worked very well for the storytelling. And I love how it wrapped up in the end. So I love this. The hype was real. Because I started out, I was like, I don't know, is the hype real? But no, when you get into it, it's real for sure.
Let's see. I had my Once and Future OHC Spine is coming apart. Well, my favorite book, Once and Future, is fine. This book is awesome. Awesome. I'm so glad to have read it. First of all, the art by Dan Mora is cranking.
So good.
Holy smoke. I don't know. Is he underrated or am I just not giving him enough credit?
I feel like he's rated.
He's rated. Okay. Yeah. Let me think how I can say this without spoiling a lot of it. There is there's an older woman in a rest home who turns out to be a monster hunter and a supernatural being killer. She recruits her son to help her, who recruits somebody else that he ends up having some particular talents in this area, and they're trying to battle the recreation of King Arthur for just Anglos, no Anglo-Saxon, but just Britons. I think it's Britons, no Anglo-Saxons. It's just pure Britain blood they want. So they raise him from the dead. And there's a lot of other creatures that show up that they've got to battle with. And Grandma is a crack up. She is hard as nails, funny with a quip. Her grandson that she's recruited had no idea about any of this, but he's learning on the go. And they encounter stories come to life. They have to battle Beowulf. They have to battle... I don't want to spoil the last thing that I just read. Wait, is that the end of the book or the end of this? Because I cheated. I liked it so much that I read the 4th volume, because I got all 4 volumes and then I sent 3 to Geo, but I said, I'm going to hold on to the 4th one and finish reading it. Now I'll send it to Geo. Okay. Yeah. It was at the end of this book. I think, but the government gets involved. There's kind of a secret shadow organization in the government that has sort of kept a truce with all these stories come to life, and it's really well written by Kieran Gillen because it's extremely literary. I don't want to give too much away, but it's these stories come to life, and it turns out that there's not just one King Arthur that's raised from the dead, not 2, but there ends up being a 3rd one, and they all have the same goal, and they all, I don't know what's going to happen yet, but it is exciting, and I just burned through it. It's extremely thick. There's like, it's like, boom, this thing's going to explode, the binding, we know that. Crappy boom. Let's see. How many issues is this? 1 through 18. Okay, so yeah, I guess there'll be a 12 issue, another hardcover. But I love the literary connection where all these creatures from stories, depending on how the stories are told, come to life, and they have to battle them, and certain things have to happen. And I don't really want to spoil it too much, but this is in my best books of the year so far. I loved this book. I loved it.
Did we have the same favorite character?
Grandma?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is awesome.
She's the best. She's so good.
Yeah, I don't know. She's supposed do you get the feeling she's older than she says, or just spry for her age? Because I thought she's in the old folks home.
You mean younger than she says? Is that what you mean?
I wondered if maybe she had some kind of, if she'd been, well, no, I guess she, her father and her father's father and stuff. Okay, so I guess she's just pretty spry for her age.
I think so. Yeah, that's the impression I get.
Yeah.
Maybe. Could be wrong. Yeah, there could be some magic thing happening, I guess, but
yeah,
I think she's super cool.
She was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the girlfriend. that casts the pins to show where the next event's happening. That was a cool touch. I dug it. This was easily my favorite read of what you chose for me.
Awesome.
Easily 5 stars, book of the year material.
And you'd love it.
You were right.
Yep.
And now that means I'm like 45. Yeah, I'm so far behind. She's clearly trained and called in some way. If I know nothing about the stories, they're willing. Yeah, you will. They explain the stories. Okay, we disagree. It is the greatest. It's not cute. It's the greatest. What are you talking about? Spine goes boom, boom, like somebody, lots of boom jokes. Oh, same just held up until boredom for to give them away. Yes, Maura just posted on Instagram. Feels like getting cut off early to me. Very sudden way to announce ending it. Great coloring. Love the art. Yep. Dan Moore is doing the Mark Waid World's Finest book as well. I love World's Finest. I read Camelot 3000. I have the deluxe, and I read it so long ago. If Camelot, I think Camelot 3000 was. I think this is what you're. Yeah, I think that's kind of what it is. Merlin's in it, and there's several different Merlins and several different King Arthurs, and they all once they come to power, then all of the UK gets slipped into Otherworld, and they start wondering, like, what's the rest of the world? How do they see England once it's turned upside down? It's not like the upside down in Stranger Things, but it's they move into this other world where all the stories have come to life, and that sometimes they can bleed through into the normal world. But to answer Craig's question, I was familiar with just about all the stories, but I don't. They explain everything in a way that I don't think you need to. I mean, I'm not going to suggest you go back and read Beowulf. Forget that nonsense.
No, I think they do a really good job about walking you through that. You don't need to know anything. And for the record, I told my dad to read that a long time ago. So, Dad, I know you're going to love Once and Future.
Yeah, what are you doing, Larry? Come on.
Yeah, just buy it. You love buying stuff.
Ooh, this is me? Do I spoil a lot?
You tend to give book reports sometimes.
In my overviews, or just what I just did?
Both. It's not all the time. Sometimes.
Damn it! I really try.
I know when you first read Upgrade Soul and you started talking about it, I was like, "Stop! You're giving away too much."
Oh.
So it varies. It varies.
It's hard to. I like to hit on the high points so people will want to read it, and then I tip into spoiling it. I'll work on that.
It's hard. And I mean, I think I often don't. I mean, with Day Tripper, it was hard for me because I'm like, I don't want to give away the big points of that. I want people to read it who haven't. Apparently, there's several people who still haven't, but I find it hard to know, especially with that kind of story, like what to tell people.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, I'll work on that, Freddie. I thought I had. Let's see. Day Tripper hits you in the feels. I have Day Tripper still on my to-read list, sadly. Well, it's still on your to-read list, so that's good. Do DC reprint Absolute editions? I really want the Absolute edition. They have recently. I think Justice, I think, was an Absolute, and I think they put out a deluxe for it. They did reprint The World's Greatest Superheroes, but I can't remember if they reprinted New Frontier or just put out a deluxe of it. No, they did put out a new edition of New Frontier with the extra story in it. They haven't reprinted Top 10 or Absolute Prometheia. I'm sure they've reprinted Watchmen in 85 different versions. I don't think they've reprinted V for Vendetta. It's kind of hit or miss, really, to answer that question. Still have not read Day Tripper. Not me. And Once in Future too, but I haven't read it yet. Kristen, why must you make me jealous with that absolute? Hold it up again. Make him more jealous.
Where'd I put it? Oh, I put it on the floor.
On the floor? What is it, like $300 on eBay or something?
I haven't even looked. Someone told me, they were like, oh, that's very out of print. I was like, oh, is it? No. It's very pretty.
Did you guys get the slipcase versions of Once in Future and some of these Killing Shoulder? Yes, slipcase seems a bit much, but I kind of want it. It was a huge oversized hardcover and it had Dan Mora art that I thought was awesome. I also appreciated the art. Well, the art's a lot different than something is Killing the Children, but it also helped add to the excitement I felt like getting in the oversized version.
I don't own either one. I just read them on Hoopla. So if anyone wants that as an option, they're both on there.
Right. Okay, hang on. My wife wants to take my car somewhere. Yes, as long as you get it gassed up and washed. No, I'm kidding. So is it true Jess is getting $1 for every backer for the Irredeemable Deluxe Library hardcover? I should be. Yep. What's happening here? Okay. So I think I'm caught up. V got a 30 years deluxe. V for Vendetta has been reprinted in okay. Oh yeah, Absolute Transmit. That book is I think volume 2 or 3 is out of print badly. I think volume 1 is still, but yeah, it needs to get a reprint. But you did spoil Beowulf. Well, yeah, but not everybody. I just said they brought up Beowulf. So who's Beowulf? Nobody even knows who Beowulf is. You haven't read him since high school.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. Have either of you guys read Heartstopper?
It's one of my all-time favorite series. Yes. So good.
I have not. Is this where the full-blown gay crisis happens?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to read it just for that.
Really, that happens in the TV show, but
the TV show. Okay.
It pretty much happens in the books too. Yeah.
Okay, so I do think I got into OmniDog's Vault through your guys' favorite Jeff Lemire ranking video, my favorite writer. So thank y'all for that. Awesome.
You know, he's also my favorite writer. I don't know if you know that, but
look at that. That's right.
Which I do have a channel if you want to check it out, Natural Bridge, the Comic Slayer.
And that's in the description down below with a link to her Instagram and Reed's Bookstore and her YouTube channel.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we're constantly doing content now every week. That's pretty cool.
That is way better than me. I haven't got it yet, Pop Gun. It still hasn't been shipped to me. The question. Subscribing now.
Thank you so much. Love that.
Okay, so you loved Day Tripper, and yes. I loved Once in Future. Oh, Mary M with a big compliment.
Oh, the Comic Slayer is killing a lady with releasing videos. Thank you, Mary. Very nice of you. Yeah, we got, we went to Heroes Con. We talked about the haul we got there. Reed and I, my husband and I, we've done a lot of hauls lately. People love hauls.
They do. Yeah. Especially when you do it in front of your records.
That's right.
Bro, my question omnibus got shipped to Portugal and back, and I still received it 2 weeks ago. IUL. What's that stand for?
I don't know.
I usually no.
I,
Well,
I don't know.
I didn't. I. I'm not doing business with that company anymore. Oh, is it supposed to be LOL? What's LUL? Laughing underneath loud. It's a, what am I doing with you? Cut it out.
Love it.
Okay, I must ask it again. Marvels versus Kingdom Come. For me personally, I got Kingdom Come. I loved Kingdom Come, but Marvels changed comic book reading for me in the same way that Watchmen and Dark Knight Returns and Sandman did. So that's one of my all-time favorite books. I get why you love Kingdom Come, though. Kristen ever bought and talked about a book called Sexy? Oh, Kristen even bought and talked about a book called Sexy Cats on her channel.
It's ridiculous. Reed made me buy it. It was $1. It is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, thank you, Mary. Did I spoil anything in it? Because apparently I do that.
I didn't say all the time. That was the chat.
Yeah, right. It was a chat. Well, thank you very much, Mary. I appreciate that. Do we want to talk about our next favorite book?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay.
I got it ready. That's, of course, The Fifth Beatle. Of course.
I love that book.
So to recap, yeah, this is the story of Brian Epstein, who was essentially their manager, right? He brought them from like bars and those sort of scenes to really the band that we know now. I feel like, at least how this story describes it, we wouldn't know who they are without him, which is just unfortunate that I didn't know any of this, you know? So it was really, really cool to see. I really love the art. You know, you got to hear more of Brian's own life and how he met the Beatles and everything that went down. I'm sure a lot of it was exaggerated, but trying to show things I can show you.
Here, let me highlight you.
But yeah, I love the art throughout this whole thing. It was very well done. And his journey and the journey for the band and everything that happened with the band and how they even got to America. I love this change in art throughout it too. This was like a really specific part of the story that needed a different art style, which I believe is Kyle Baker, who's awesome. So that was really cool to see that change. It just made sense throughout everything. And the end was well done too. So really cool book. If you're into the Beatles at all, if you're into music at all, I feel like this is just a really cool, important story about the history of the biggest band ever, basically.
Yeah.
Very nice format, big and oversized, got a nice ribbon. I haven't looked. I don't know if you can still get these for dirt cheap, but I got this for like $6 at Ollie's. So
oh, that's I still have the trade paperback of that, but I do love it.
It's worth an upgrade. It's very big and it's got like a nice texture. You know how I like book feels. It's got a nice texture. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, they were sort of like a greasy t-shirt band from Hamburg clubs and Liverpool underneath bar clubs, and he cleaned them up and you know gave them the mop tops and
yeah, they were looking like this in bars, and he's like, "Hey, put on some suits, get haircuts, and look better, and also stop cussing."
Stop what?
Cussing.
Oh yeah.
He's like, yeah, he cleaned them up for everybody, and then he's like, "We got to get you over to the States. This is gonna be huge." So many labels were like, "No, no, no." I mean, it's that classic like rags to riches kind of story, but he really, I feel like, really helped make it all happen. You know.
Natural Bridge, I don't know any of these claims. I think that's I don't people have their musical tastes and they can say whatever they want. I don't see how you can say they were overrated when they pretty much changed music by themselves.
I mean, people say that about every big band though, right? I mean,
yeah,
the moment they break through to like popular radio, they're like, they're overrated.
Yeah, I mean, I could do a whole hour on the Beatles. Because I just loved them so much as a kid and have just read so much. I will say, I think there's a bit of a revisionist history going on here. That the initially, from the very beginning, it was always that Pete Best was the better drummer and taking attention away from the other guys. And so Brian and the other guys had him replaced with Ringo, who was just decent and competent. And then I just watched and read somewhere else that they replaced Pete because Ringo was superior. And that, to me, is revisionist history. I don't know where that's coming from, but that is a definite change in the story. And I don't know where that's coming from. I just don't think it could be I don't know. I'm not going to say any kind of conspiracy thing going on because it's Paul and Ringo are the only two ones that are still with us. And so they might be changing history on their own. I know Ringo thinks he's the greatest drummer ever. And he is, of course, not. But that is a great book. And I really dug that book. I'm glad you dug it too.
Absolutely. I feel like you and Reed could do a whole 4-hour show on Ringo's drumming abilities.
Oh, Reed knows better
drummer.
than I do. Yeah. Reed's a drummer, so he knows better than I do. My second favorite book was a Wolverine by Greg Rucka complete collection. Peace and love, peace and love. It's out of print. Sorry, but I've been meaning to read it forever. And first of all, Greg Rucka writes. He is such a good writer, and he writes Wolverine as the short, squatty, animalistic Wolverine that I think some stories have sort of moved away from. I think that's partly Hugh Jackman's fault because he's tall and handsome. But in the first one, there's several stories in the. Okay, I don't want to spoil it. In the first one, there's Wolverine, and in the second story arc, there's a Wolverine. Okay, boom. That's my review.
Love it.
The first one there is a thread throughout where a federal agent is trying to track down stuff because Wolverine helps someone out. Okay, I'm going to talk about this in the broadest terms. Wolverine helps out a friend escape from there's a cult involved in the first one, and the federal agent comes upon what Wolverine does to the cult. Then there is there's like a superhero bar where he's always meeting with Nightcrawler, who shows up as a priest and then changes into his shape. And it's sort of a confessional. There's also the first main stories, he's kind of settling scores on behalf of people. Then in the last story, he goes at it hammer and tong with Sabretooth about about is this a spoiler if I say who? Now I'm second guessing myself. Sabretooth and Wolverine are going after the same not prize, but they're going after a creature that Sabretooth has been paid to deliver to the government, while Wolverine just wants to save the creature. And of course, it features lots of bloody, great Wolverine beating on Sabretooth action and some actual heroics. And I love the way that Rucka writes Wolverine as just it's very bloody. There's such a good drug cartel storyline that also happens in this that is really amazing. It has, and I will not spoil it, but there's something amazing that happens in the drug cartel story. But it shows him as the violent, short berserker that we, have come to know and love. And this book is just awesome. I really am happy to have read it. And I paid even less. Oh, sorry. I paid even less than cover price.
I did too.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm going to have to read it now. Oh, someone's
Yeah.
requesting to see the art.
Oh, the art? Okay.
Craig Stewart.
Okay. Yep. It's got really good art by, I think, let's see, Derek Robertson and Leandro Fernandez and some other artists, Jimmy Palmiotti, Nelson DeCastro, Tom Palmer. So the art does bounce around a little bit, but I'll see if I can show you it without spoiling it. This doesn't spoil anything. And let's see. Does this spoil something? No, this doesn't. Whoop, can I show this? Yeah, this doesn't spoil anything. So the art does change throughout the book, but it's all consistently good. Yeah, no, this is fine. It's not spoiling anything. So yeah, there's the art. Oh, and here's what we, of course, both live for. I hate you both, LOL. I can't find it for less than $100.
Sucks.
Yeah, sorry.
That's one of those I feel like you could find on like a comic book shelf that's been sitting there getting dusty that people have overlooked for a long time. So I would check comic shops. If you go out of town, check a comic shop.
Yeah, although this was out of print, I feel like back in 2016. This has been a whaley whale for a long time.
Okay. I feel like I found mine like a year or two ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was like half off.
Where?
At like a used comic shop.
Oh, wow.
Or I guess it was a comic shop with used stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's out of print, and so's Rucka's Punisher, which is ridiculous. I think those two need more complete collections.
Oh, Mary for the win. She says it's on Comixology Unlimited.
Oh, boom, free.
There you go. Yeah, don't pay $100 for a trade.
No. I just can't believe in the age of reprints that we live in that's got to be somewhere in the pipeline along with Rucka's Punisher, because those are two really great books. If you can't find them, try reading them, like Mary said, on Comixology. Well, that's your only choice there, Rodimus.
I mean, you pay way too much money for a trade, or
yeah. So I dug Rucka's Wolverine a lot.
Awesome. You want to go next?
Don't go to OPB's Whatnot. Too many good deals. Your addiction will start acting up again. I pretty much have everything I need right now at another online retailer that just hasn't sent me anything for a while. So I don't I think I'd be fine. I don't need to buy any Omnis. Hi, OmniDog and friend. Well, that's OmniCat. She is my friend, though. Marvel is stupid. They don't reprint complete collections generally. Well, you know who to complain to about that, right?
Some other channel.
Some other channel. It sucks. No, I'm kidding. Am I kidding, though? Yeah, no, I have all the Omnis I want, though, dude. I'm all set. Really, I'm selling Omnis now. That's why I rejoined the page, so I could sell a bunch of things. And I have a vast library of stuff that I have not even read. My daughter and I got into chat last night because her her best friend and her parents, her best friend and her best friend's parents are really into the band Muse, which, you know, Muse, fine.
Mhm.
They got front row tickets or third row tickets for the band Muse and expected Kelly's friend to pony up the dough for it. 4 figures the tickets were. Not like
Oh my
400 or
God.
500, but like over 1,000.
So like bought the tickets, didn't disclose the price beforehand.
And just said, hey, you owe us this money. And so
handle that. That's crazy money.
I know. And so we got into a discussion like what we would pay $1,500 for. And I said, only if the Beatles had a reunion and somehow resurrected John and George would I pay $1,500 for that. I said, you couldn't pay me $1,500 to go to a Muse concert. Peace and love to everybody that loves Muse. Not my thing. And then the other thing was I said, well, I'd pay $1,500 to have lunch with Margot Robbie, but she has to dress up like Harley Quinn for $1,500.
That's nuts. I just bought like VIP tickets to a show in the fall. Nowhere, couldn't even near that. Nowhere near.
Man, you gotta love Muse to want to pony up. I mean, even if Led Zeppelin somehow got back together, I wouldn't pay that to see them that close.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd pay that for any live experience. I can't imagine.
No. And I wouldn't make my daughter pay for it.
No, and I've been front row for every, like my favorite bands I've been front row for. I've not paid near that. Kind of. I was front row for Green Day, did not pay that money. I paid like $30 for those tickets.
Oh,
like,
right
you know,
on.
like, no.
To be determined. I don't know. All I've seen is Barbie in a little car and then Ryan Gosling in it with a tan.
Mm-hmm. I've just seen that Ryan photo. And he's like, Ken's going through stuff. And I'm like, what is this?
No, I like BTS Harley. That'd be cool. She can dress like that. I'd accept that. The director is actually really good. I'm sure he is. I can't wait to see what it's going to be. Oh, and then there was a rumor that Margot Robbie was going to be Emma Frost, which was like a rumor that had no backup. But I was like, I clipped it and sent it to OmniBros and said, okay, if I could have one wish in the world, this is it. I want to see Emma Frost really well acted and Margot Robbie's great. Yes, that would be awesome. So we're on our third book now.
Yeah. My third favorite. We're in the middle now, but yeah, third favorite, I guess. Superior Foes of Spider-Man.
Oh, what'd you think of it?
I really enjoyed it. I will say the first like 4 issues couldn't get into it. Having struggle getting into it. But once you learn more about like Boomerang and you get more into his life, he starts dating, like that got me into it. So this is, I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, it's those foes of Spider-Man that are real no names, real lame dudes, and not all dudes, but they're all forming a team of Sinister Six when there's like 5 of them. And that's a consistent joke. Yeah, everybody and their mom's been like, hey, this is so funny. And I'm like, when is it funny? But I did get into it after those first few issues. And we start learning more back history for everybody. We get to see how their lives are. That got me into it. So it ended up being really fun. I liked a lot of the way, let me see if I can find an example. I like the art throughout this, but I love the way they showed certain things like that I've never seen in other comic books, which was cool. Maybe I've seen it, but it's been a bit. So like even just like the little thought bubbles where you get to see these emojis of like what all of these guys are thinking of, right? So one's like, I'm just happy and stupid and glad to be here. The other's like, I'm thinking about drinks and cheeseburgers. And, the girl over there, she's giving a like on Facebook. Like, there was consistently those little moments that were funny without being a part of the main story, which was I really enjoyed that little part of it. And there were just like other, I don't know, the way they did panel work was really neat and interesting.
Yeah.
All of the heists and the hijinks, and it was a very good time. And I didn't know anything about any of these characters, so it was fun to learn about them. Her backstory and everything was really cool too. I can't even remember her name now, but
I can't either. Purple Beetle or something. I can't remember what it was.
Something Beetle, yeah.
Yeah.
And even just like here's another little moment where they had something different and cool with the art. Like he just started loading in the middle of what he was saying. You see the rainbow. Little moments like that, I felt like were even funnier than like the dialogue and what was happening.
Yeah.
Which was really cool. It made me wonder, like, did the artist put that together? Did the writer suggest it? Like how that came about?
It was Nick Spencer, right?
Yeah, Nick Spencer.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
Who did the art in this? Let me see. Steve Lieber and Rich Ellis. And color by Rochelle Rosenberg. Yeah, and the art was really cool. It was very fun. It was fun. I don't think I'll keep this. I don't need to read it again, but it was fun. I had a good time.
Oh, it's out of print. You can sell it on eBay.
I know, yeah. This is one that I'm going to pitch to my dad because I think he would really like it. Also,
I think he would too.
He would have a good time with it for sure.
It's such a good book. I really love that book.
And this is just them eating at a restaurant, which was a cool cover in the middle of it. But yeah, they're all ridiculous and bad at their jobs. And like Boomerang and his whole fiasco. It's funny how they kind of had you rooting for these guys at one point,
Yeah.
And you felt for them a little bit more, and then you're like, oh no, they're still bad and stupid and they all suck. But it was a good time. It was a really good time. So I do recommend it if you haven't read it. This is out of print. I don't know how out of print, but I know you can read it on like Marvel Unlimited if you really want to.
Yeah.
But it's a fun journey.
I need to. This was the first book I read, so I need to review it here and see, because I read it 6 weeks ago. Okay. Okay. Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. The funniest part of this book was the cover, which I think is hilarious. It wasn't really, Harley's Harley, but Ivy is coming off of Heroes in Crisis, so she's putting herself back together, and they're trying to get their lives back together. But Ivy is starting to sort of take shape again and regrow her brain and redo this stuff. Some other things happen. It's a lot of fun. It's not a typical story. Somebody's always after them, like the Floronic Man, who is, I think, specifically after Ivy for her powers. And then there's and then there's the Mad Hatter in there who's messing with them. The art is consistently good. I think Jody Houser got their relationship right, and got the crooks right. There's also also sort of a twist that happens sort of towards the end, this is a cool cover with Batwoman in there. There's a really cool twist that happens, and I enjoyed this book a lot. Somebody, I think last time, I think the show where we picked our books, somebody was like, yeah, some other things happen. See what you did, Freddie Alonso? Now there's barely info. Yeah, I'm not talking about anything. It did end with their, I will say people were complaining that they ended the relationship. That I mean, this was the first thing that people said when we picked this book, was that their relationship at the end of the book wasn't what people wanted. And to that I would just say, it's comic books. The new Harley show is going to be on HBO at the end of the month. Watch that if you want to see Harley and Ivy just having a blast together. I bet that's going to be awesome. I can see why this may not have been the biggest hit with Harley fans, because it does have a bit of a convoluted story with the Floronic Man just not stopping, and then something happens with Poison Ivy, and their relationship is kind of strained throughout it, because Ivy's healing herself. So it's not it's not the relationship that people probably wanted, where they're on the run and making out, and she's eating 15 hot dogs or whatever Harley is. I don't know. But I found it enjoyable, and the ending didn't bother me. I was just like, okay, that's the end of the book. It's fine with me. I'm still going to keep this and enjoy it. I still think this cover is hilarious, and this is better than Eat Bang Kill Tour, which is terrible. That's the latest one, the latest floppy that follows off of the animated show, and I found that almost unreadable. At least this was readable and reasonably coherent. And here's a question for you.
What Hulk Omni is out on the top left shelf? This is World War Hulk and Planet Hulk, if that's what you mean.
Right. End of the month. I think July 28th. I have yet to read a Josie Hauser run I didn't at least enjoy. Right. I enjoyed this. Good. Hayden, you're the only person I care about when it comes to Harley Quinn. You and I are simpatico there.
I've read some good Jody as well.
Sorry?
I've read some good Jody stories as well.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. All right. Well, my next book is Volume 1 of Guardians of the Galaxy by Bendis. Apparently, many people don't like this. I liked this.
Good.
People, let me open it up. But, people are like, oh, I don't know. People have a weird thing with Bendis. People hate on Bendis. I don't understand it.
I don't either. I like Bendis.
I've always liked Bendis. And people have said this about this run, and it's true. If you enjoy the Guardians movies, it is a Guardians movies kind of book. And that's true. I felt that the entire time. I was like, if you like the movie, you're going to enjoy this. There was some great art throughout it. Just a lot of space adventures with the characters you like. If you're into that. Iron Man is also involved in this particular book. They got to save the world. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm like doing reviews like, I'm like, I don't know. It was a good time. It was a blasty blast. I had a good time.
A blasty blast.
I don't understand the hate. I don't.
I don't either. James, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I think that's great. It just wasn't my cup of tea, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. Oh, is that book out of print?
Oh, is it?
I think they're reissuing that, the Omni. Was that the first hardcover there?
Yeah, this is the hardcover.
Yeah.
Which I guess it is, because they don't really reprint these.
Yeah, but they're in the omnibus, and they're reprinting that.
There you go.
Yeah. So, Rodimus, it's okay.
Roberto's asking, is it wordy? I guess that is a common criticism of Bendis. People don't like words, I guess. But I mean, here's some examples of some pages. That's fine. There's some dialogue for you. I will say, I read Naomi by Bendis, which I loved.
Mm-hmm.
That was much more wordy than this. I mean, here's a whole 2 pages without words.
Whoa, that brings it down.
Yeah,
average count.
I think it's quite average for a modern comic, actually. So, not too wordy.
Good.
Yeah.
Mine. Wait, was that your 4th?
Yes.
Okay.
So
My
I believe.
fourth-
Are you going to your fourth? Okay. I was
yeah,
gonna
I'm
say
going to my
when we both have one book left, I think we're both gonna hate on these books. It's gonna be fun.
hard. This was Demon Days by Peach Momoko. The very first part of the book I really enjoyed. It's got feudal Japan, Psylocke, a Psylocke-ish character with a wolf named Logan, comes to help a small village, and I found it really enjoyable. It's a story that's told to a young girl. The art is great. I should probably highlight myself because Peach is mostly known for her covers. Let me move this out of the way. So there's Psylocke on her way to help a small village. She's like a samurai type Ronin type person, or she's a Ronin that she has to deal with. What's that word? The yokai in the mountains, and so like Red Hulk appears, and it's fun picking out all the different characters that she has pulled from Marvel and pushed into feudal Japan. And the story is told to a young girl in modern day Japan. And this is where it sort of got a little confusing for me. The feudal Japan story was very straightforward and I understood it. I'm not. I felt like there are. She does the same thing in the modern day story where she brings in characters to play Japanese spirits and Japanese yokai and stuff. There's a version of not Spider Gwen, Silk in it that I thought was cool. And the girl decides she needs to go find out in the mountains what really happened to her mother or her sister. Wait, what is that? Yeah, she's taken care of by a caretaker who's based on Black Widow. And so it is fun to pick out who all the characters are. I felt I want to give this one more try before I give up on it, because I felt like the narrative didn't really flow that well for me. It was I lost where I was. I read it in one sitting and I still lost my place. Like, wait, who is that? And wait, let me go back through a few pages and then I would figure it out. And so the narrative was sort of choppy for me. And I didn't feel like it really flowed that well. But I'm also thinking that maybe because it was such a different style of artwork and a different style of storytelling, that maybe I just had a hard time wrapping my head around it. So I want to give it another chance. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I think this might benefit from another read for me. So I'm gonna hold on to it and give it another chance.
And many people are calling it beautiful. It
Oh,
absolutely.
it is. Oh, yeah. I mean, this is all Peach Momoko's beautiful artwork. There's Mystique. If you can see her, Mystique's there. I gotta get my computer out of the way of my microphone here. Yeah, Mystique is there. And there that is a fun part where she works in all these Marvel characters into the Japanese folklore. I thought it was boss. No, it's not a manga. Stop it. Yes, I certainly am. What is it?
Love that.
So yeah, I'm gonna keep this and not dump it at neat. I'm gonna give it another try. because an awful lot of effort went into this, and her artwork is gorgeous. So it could have been me. It could be user error that it didn't work for. So I don't want to give up on this just yet. But if I read it again and didn't completely dig it, I will sell it. So I think I gave it a 3 on Goodreads.
I would like to know your opinion after you read it again.
Okay. Did you read it?
No, I'm very interested in it though. I haven't bought it, so I would like to know. I feel like if you're confused, I may be confused. You know.
Well, I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I do sometimes struggle with stories that are not super westernized. But I loved how she worked the characters into the narrative of the
sounds very cool.
Yeah. Already read it, didn't dig it. There you go.
I also didn't dig it.
No, I don't have any animosity towards manga. I just can't read it. It's hard for me to read.
For the record, Jess liked many Junji Ito books. So
yeah. What was the Uzumaki? I really love that.
Yeah. Oh, we all do.
Yeah, I do like. I do. Those. One thing is, well, first of all, they're really twisted, and I am too. So I did dig that, but it's not as hard for me to follow from the, I'll just say backwards, from the Eastern style of writing. I have trouble following the panels when it's written that way. And I think it's because my brain's not as elastic as it used to be when I was younger. So I don't have any problem with people loving manga. I just have a hard time following it. But Ito's stuff, I seem to be able to follow it a lot easier. It's a deluxe edition of the new anniversary special, like the Detective and Action 1000 Deluxes, but has some other stuff. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'll get that. Yeah. I'll get that. Okay. So here are the last 2 books we read.
So I think we're to the point where I don't think you remember what book I have left.
I do not.
I feel like the audience doesn't either, which is great. Because this is definitely the shock of the picks, I think. The one that we were both like, oh, you're going to love that.
Oh, I do remember that now. I can't remember the name of it, but this might have been the first thing I picked for you. Wow.
It's Friends, this book about this little French bulldog. It's set up in a very classic comic strip style, right? I will say I do know it's translated. However, I don't think that was the issue with it. I read the whole thing. I gave it a chance. By the way, it smells very bad. I don't know what the printing is.
It smells bad.
As I was reading it, I don't know if it's the paper or what, but it was just wafting, which didn't help my experience.
Ew.
It's gross. I don't know what it is. And I bought this brand new, so it's the paper. I don't know what it is. But, you got to follow this little French bulldog in his life and with his owner and other animals he runs into. I should have post-it noted some of the pages, but my issue with this was the humor. It was struggling to be funny, and it was never funny.
Ooh.
Like, let me see if I can find some of them. Like, just the weirdest, and some of them didn't have a point. They just kind of ended. Or like, here's an example of just something that's just like, oh, that's not funny. Okay. It's not even like offensive. There were some offensive jokes though, which didn't help. But there's the dog goes and pees on a tree. He says, mine, 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 mine. Sees this big dog come up and he goes, all yours.
Funny.
Okay. Right? Question, is it? Like, I don't think it is. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here's another example. So a little Chihuahua-looking dog comes up to him, says, welcome to the neighborhood. My name's Beanie. If you need anything, I'm your dog. They stare at each other. For a reasonable price, of course. I'll show you around the neighborhood for free. The first hour. Guys. Is that funny for anyone? What? I don't understand.
This
And
review's funnier than the book.
I mean, and here's one that I was just like, really? This is what we're going with? They're outside of a butcher store, and the dog says to his owner, "This is the girl for you. She's ugly, but at least she'll give you a discount on meat." Guys,
Funny.
that's what we're going with. Just how someone looks, humor.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So it's all just stuff like that, which is kind of cringy, and I was like, okay, I didn't like this. I liked the art. I think I gave it a 2 stars at the time of reading it. It doesn't deserve that extra star. I'm definitely putting it down to a 1 now. I'm just so bothered by it, and I don't want to keep this. But it is the shock of the century because you look at this cover and you're like, oh yeah, that's my thing, right?
That's a Kristen book.
It's a Krista book. Love the animals in it. There's a little cat on the cover. No, and I don't think it was a translation issue because I think it was just a humor issue. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't funny. Like,
it needed a little humoring up.
Yeah. So I really thought this was going to be the joy. This is the thing. And then I can like, yay. No, don't recommend it. It's not a good time for me.
Oh boy. That's too bad.
But you know what? It's good overall because I can get rid of that book. And then I save some shelf space. We love that, right?
Yeah. My next one I told you about last night when we were texting. And I know that it got recommended to me by a viewer or two. And so when I say it wasn't my cup of tea and I didn't like it, it's no reflection on the viewer's taste because the viewers recommended other really good stuff to me. But Squarriors was really a rough read. It's like one of our favorite books is Scurry, and it's the same kind of concept, only with really violent, bloody animal deaths that I don't see. I mean, now the art is very nice. I'm sure this is a nice person that's written this, so I don't mean to be personal on there. But Scurry did this and did it much better with much better art, with a more with more heart and more soul in it. Now there is a part 2 that I haven't read and I'm not going to read. But some people might say, well, you didn't really get the whole thing by not reading book 2. Well, Scurry has 3 books and it hooked me by book 1. So it's the apocalypse has happened and animals have become sentient and they form tribes, and we've got various badgers with squirrels and bunnies and a fox and stuff, and the violence in here against each other is really rough. I was just, and I'm aware it's cartoons, but I mean, I was really appalled with how Scurry did the same thing without having to stoop to the level of graphic violence. So this could just be me, that I read Scurry first and enjoyed it more. This is the same type of story where the little furry creatures are running out of food and they need to move. They're trying to make peace with another tribe. There's all kinds of civil war that happens. There were some the parts that were actually kind of interesting but didn't get fleshed out very much were the human parts as the apocalypse happens. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of that because it may have been a more interesting story with more context as to what the humans did. I have no idea if it was a zombie apocalypse or whatever happened. But here's some more of the human interaction. Just just the graphic violence about animals. It wasn't for me. I really disliked it, and I hate, I don't mean to keep bringing Scurry up, except you can go to my library and see my review of Scurry, which was great. But it was the same concept, and it was just much gentler and with a sort of brighter undertone to it that made you root for the good animals in Scurry. And I don't know. The carnage was just disturbing to me.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I was very excited for you to read that one because again, I also love Scurry, so I was like, oh, it's like similar, yay! But good to know because I haven't bought it yet, and I had it like open in a window for later.
Yeah, this is going to be sold to whoever wants to write me and get it at OmniDog's Vault 2 at gmail.com. Maybe it's your cup of tea, but it's just not my cup of tea. Maryam is with me. I'm with you on the violence in that one, Jess. Amazing art, but the violence bothered me. If you need to read multiple volumes to get into a book, the author didn't do their job. Tilar Blunt is in the chat. I'm also not one who loves lots of carnage or graphic violence. And yet, look at the state of my basement after you left. Carnage. So that was a big disappointment. And that was the last book I read last night. So I binged a bunch of Lemire stuff to make me feel better. And I'm all caught up on that. So I feel a lot better.
That's what works. Good.
So we can hang out about another 5 minutes. That's right, buddy. We can hang out another 5 minutes and answer questions if you want. Remember to go to Organic Price Books, where you can use my code OmniDog for $2 off and 5% off shipping 3 or more books together with code OmniDog. Ship it together.
Oh, Tyler has Dippin' Dots? I miss Dippin' Dots.
He loves Dippin' Dots. Oh, I'm sorry you're asking this, Freddie, because it's gonna hurt Kristen too. Patty and I tried to get into Crush. We stayed with it for like 40 minutes, and it just wasn't. It wasn't our. I think it was meant for younger people.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think maybe I did find Megan Mullally funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wanted to like it, and so did Patty, but I think it was made with younger people in mind.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry I didn't clock that for you.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I need to watch Stranger Things. I'm sure that's going to be great. Have
Do
you seen Boo Bitch?
Don't know what that is, so no.
Are you guys getting the Sentient hardcover? I'm going to. Thanks for y'all recommending it.
I think I'm gonna have to. My paperback isn't good enough. And I'm never the one to upgrade, but I think I'm gonna have to upgrade that. Yeah.
That's gonna be a nice upgrade. I'm gonna stick with the paperback, but that's a good choice. That and Sarah are both good choices to make into hardcovers. Blasphemy on Dippin' Dots, Tyler. Dippin' Dots frustrate Mary. Give me full-on ice cream or nothing. They are the ice cream of the future, though.
I mean, I used to get it as a kid in the mall, but so I think I have that nostalgia for it. I haven't had it in years.
Yeah.
I don't think we have anywhere around here that sells them. So.
Oh, you'll love it and be so mad at it. Haha. It stars the girl from To All the Boys I've Ever Loved.
Let me write it down, Freddie. I'll check that out. Oh, Lloyd Wong is saying, I hope this doesn't put Kristen off at reading Animosity. No, my parents gifted that to me, the Omni, for Christmas. So I have it. I'm going to read it.
I read that and liked it. I don't remember that level of graphic violence in it.
I was going to say, it sounds different than what you're describing.
Yeah, I felt like Animosity was a much different sort of book. This was like an X-rated scurry for violence type of thing. It was gory. I was not into it, and I forced myself to finish reading it. Blech. And it came with a bunch of cool stickers too, which is too bad. But I'll include the stickers if you want to buy it. I'll send you the stickers. Yeah, Animosity is so heartfelt. It's amazing. Not violent at all. I never got that feeling with Animosity. I also haven't finished it. I didn't get the omnibus. I got the 3 differently sized hardcovers.
That frustrates me so much, and I don't even have them. And I'm not one to really care about. I mean, the spines on the shelf thing, yeah, I want them to match, but I don't care that much. But like the size, that's different, right? Like,
yeah, it's odd. Aftershock just does odd things with its books.
Yeah.
I have read Luther Strode. Have you?
I have not.
That doesn't seem like it would be a Kristen book to me, just off the top of my head. I could be wrong. I thought it was remarkable. It was really good. It's also out of print. I think the deluxe is out of print. But yeah, it was really good. I liked it a lot. Kristen, do you think you'll read the other Guardians by Bendis and OHC?
I believe I have the next 2, 3. Yeah, the next 3, which I think there are only 4. Is that right, Freddie? Freddie knows things.
I think that's the Omni plus 2.
Okay. Yeah, this is the last one I have.
So it might be 5. Same with Ms.
Marvel. 5. Okay. Well, I don't know. I have up to 4.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would like to do that.
Pretty might know better than I do, though. Oh, there's 5. I was right. Yay me.
I wonder if I can find volume 5 now. I waited too long.
Yeah, right.
Kristen, have you tried to get Justin to reading webtoons? I have not. You would really like the Batman Family Adventures, though. That's a good time on webtoons.
On Batman Family Adventures?
Yeah. They're very short little comics that you can read on your phone on webtoons and just scroll through it. And it's very fun adventures with like every Bat Family person. It's a really good time.
Oh,
you
cool.
would love it. Yeah.
I'm up for that. Craig Stewart says, Pulp, Paper Girls, Ice Cream Man, and Luther Strode are my next Image pickups. All good choices. And I'm actually fading here. I only got about 13 seconds of sleep, so I'm actually fading fairly hard here. So I apologize. I think I have to go upstairs and lie down. Where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me. My channel is the Comic Slayer. So if anybody wants to check that out, that'd be cool. We do like videos every week. The last one we did, we talked about stuff we got in Charlotte. So Charlotte Hall, we talk about comics we got at like comic shops and other books and stuff. We did a Heroes Con Hall recently. We, as in my husband Reed and I. He's pretty cool. So you can also find me tomorrow on the Omnibus Collectors Network channel for Fangirls Assemble. That's going to be at, I always have to do the time conversion, 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm in Central, so I'm like, y'all make it hard on me. It's not that hard. It's an hour difference, but, still. And, yeah, you can also, the Guzbuzz, y'all may be familiar with him. I'm doing a show with him on my channel this coming Friday. We're reading a good half chunk of Giant Days, and we're going to talk about it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's very cool.
Yeah, he is. And all those things that Kristen talked about are going to be in the description down below with links to all those things, Instagram, her YouTube channel, etc. And you can find me, OmniDog, and OmniDog's Vault, and on Instagram, OmniDogs_Vault. So thank you very much to the chat. And Hayden just sent you a link for Volume 5.
Thank you, Hayden.
Nice. Mary thinks I'll enjoy Webtoons on my iPad.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good idea.
Is Webtoons an app?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'll get that because I want to read that now.
You'll love it.
Good. So thank you to the chat and thank you to, I'm sorry, Marcelo. We're taking off now. I'm sorry, buddy. So we should be back in 2 weeks with another interesting, fabulous, fun topic. And peace and love to everybody out there in the chat. Go to Organic Price Books and go to Kristen's various channels. And peace and love. Thank you for watching. And I will play us out.
Still one more. Roll! OmniDog! Hey, OmniCat! Now here's the OmniDog and OmniCat show. It's the place if you'd like to know more about the books that they've read. Kristen likes Lumberjanes and Steven. Jess likes the bro Jimmy Olsen. And you're in luck because they're